Hi everyone, this is Brian Hayes and welcome to episode 6 of the Win with Music podcast. Today we're looking at an important question of dealing with a disability as a musician. My special guest for today's conversation is Kendra Erika, a great young lady heading in a good direction in the music industry. Well, hi Kendra, and welcome to the Win with Music podcast. Great to have you here today. Today's topic, I think, is really relevant to you, as I understand it. It's dealing with a disability as a musician. So I understand that you were born with a condition called tone deafness. You were born tone deaf. What does that actually mean? Yes. Can you tell our audience, what does that in practical terms mean?
Well, for me, in my case, I just couldn't hear tone. I would sing very atonally. I would sing very monotonously, and I just couldn't hit certain notes when I was little. So when I would sing, I would have the confidence, but the confidence would back an unskilled delivery of the song. So, but then my parents signed me up with private lessons with a professional German opera singer, and he was really able to, by the hand of God, to lay such a foundation for me. And being that I was so young, I was like 8 years old, I was so malleable to the training, and that's what has gifted me that longevity in my vocal tenure today and in the future.
Is it something that sticks with you for life? Are you still constantly working on that, or have you overcome that condition through the training?
I feel like I have I've overcame it. And I think because over the course of me maturing and also the training, like manifesting and also doing its job and doing its work. And I feel like I have overcome that. Just yesterday I was having a lesson with my vocal coach in Vegas, and he was like, "Your pitch is awesome." And I was like, "Thank you. It's been a long time. It's been a long road, but we're here now." You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, that should give a lot of people hope. In other words, what you're saying is if you work hard at it with some professional help, I imagine it's something not easy to do on your own.
No. And also just being just recording as of the last 10 years with different producers in the studio and recording songs that I've written, and just being in that recording sense. My pitch has definitely improved, but there are those times that as we're all human, we all have times where we can either overreach or underreach. And sometimes the producer will say, "Oh, you're a little bit too flat or too sharp." And of course that's gonna that's gonna hit that trauma nerve a little bit. But the key is to keep on going. Just power through, be like a horse and giddy up.
Absolutely. I was surprised. I just did a little bit of research before this interview on what sort of percentage of the population do have that condition of being tone deaf, and I was surprised it's something between 2 and 4%. Now, obviously, if you're a painter or an electrician, you wouldn't even be aware of it. You don't need that sense of pitch relationship in your work. But as a musician, I think it's a credit to you that you've really soldiered through it.
Even the major players, when they have concerts, they have live engineers there that that are hooked up to the microphone, and they modulate and they regulate and they engineer the tone and the pitch
Yes.
as they're singing
It's
live. So even
yeah.
the majors, I know Katy Perry has that, Madonna does that. I'm not
Yeah.
trying to like oust them or anything or
No, no,
expose
no,
them,
no.
but but Taylor Swift's got it. I mean,
Yeah.
if you've got the bank to do it, they'll do it.
Why not? No.
Well, even the high note in Phantom of the Opera on Broadway, like that like big high note at the end, that's
Yep.
pre-recorded.
Yeah.
So
Absolutely.
it's a crazy world that we live in.
Smoke and mirrors. Now,
Yes.
despite that challenge as a child, you've had a lot of success and continuing success in the music industry. I understand you've had 5 top 10 Billboard hits in your chosen field at the time of dance music, and one of those actually became a number one. Do you just want to briefly tell us what was it like scoring, given your background and the struggles as a child, what did it feel like to hit a number one on the Billboard charts?
It signified that this is what I'm supposed to be doing, and also it signified that this is the propelling moment for me to keep on going and to keep reaching for new heights. When I received that news, I was gigging in Boca Raton, Florida, at a local wine bar, and every Thursday night, the charts would come out, and I just remember singing, and my mom sitting there, and she got the email that night, and on one of my breaks, I went over to her, and she said, "You're not going to believe this. I went number one." And so I kind of had to do this compartmentalization because I had the rest of the night of performing to do. So I compartmentalized, but at the same time, the rest of the night and the rest of that my last set or two were phenomenal because I had that like that boost and that knowing. So
Yeah.
and that's how that all unfolded.
Fantastic. And congratulations. What a lovely story for anyone watching this who's going through some challenges of whatever type, any sort of disability, physical or mental, to hear
Mhm.
that's a real success story. And just the way your face lit
Yes.
up when you were retelling it, I mean,
Mhm.
it's something to aim for. Now,
Yes.
we're recording this in late January, but in mid-February, I believe you're doing a Las Vegas opening, a showcase for a brand
Yes.
new album that you've released, which is very much not in the dance music style. You're playing the James Bond sounds. Tell us a bit about this whole new album, a complete new direction. Tell us a bit about that.
Well, the album is called License to Thrill, and it releases February 13th with a debut show in Las Vegas February 15th. And the album is a musical journey of all my favorite Bond songs from the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, and today. So it's a journey throughout the decades of Bond. And I've always wanted to do something in the James Bond motif, ever since I was, little, and it just kept on growing and growing, and the intrigue just kept on growing and growing. And then as of a few years ago, it just started calcifying even more. So, and I recorded the album with Myron McKinley, who is the Earth, Wind, and Fire musical director, and he was also Whitney Houston's musical director. So I'm in good company. And he also did such a great job with my cover of Witchcraft a few years ago, and I knew that he was going to be the guy for this project because he has just an uncharted way of restylizing classics, and I knew that he was going to hit a home run with this. And I've always loved James Bond. My dad showed me my first Bond movie when I was 7 years old, and I just was drawn to the cinematic magic of it, even at such a young age. Even at such a young age, I was like, oh, I kind of have a little thing for Mr. Bond. Even when I was like little, I was like, that's like my dream guy,
Yeah. Oh, look, it's
So
fantastic. And I've been lucky enough to hear your single for Golden Eye. And in fact, we're going to go out
yes.
on this podcast. We're going to let our audience see and hear a little bit of that fantastic track. To me, it sounded like you were channeling the great Peggy Lee, or even in a more modern style, Diana Krall. Two fantastic female voices. It's a really different voice that you've captured, but it still sounds like you. So just before we do that, Kendra, if there are people out there of any age who are musicians, they love their music and they're going through at the moment the sort of struggles you were, dealing with a disability that does impact on their musicianship, what's your best piece of advice for someone right in that pit at the moment of struggle?
I would say get in touch with some classical roots, with some classical training, because that's the foundation for all genres of music. And you have to start at the core if you want to get to the greater atmosphere.
Fantastic advice. Thanks, Kendra, for being part of the podcast. I wish you every success with your Las Vegas showcase and in the years ahead with your career.
Thank you so much. It's been such a pleasure. Thank you.
See reflections on the water, more than darkness in the depths. See him surface and never a shadow. On the wind I feel his breath. Golden eye, I found his weakness. Golden eye, he'll do what I please. Golden eye, no time for sweetness, but a bitter kiss will bring him to his knees. You'll never know how I watched you from the shadows as a child. You'll never know how it feels. The tears. See him move through smoke and mirrors. Feel his presence in the crowd. Other girls, they gather around him. If I had him, I wouldn't let him out. Golden eye, not lace or leather. Golden chains, take him to the spot. Golden eye, I'll show him forever. It'll take forever to see what I've got. You'll never know how I watched you from the shadows as a child.